What's going on, Socialites, and welcome to week number 1, the Global Pokémon Invitational. We got a matchup between two former champions, the Season 5 champion, Tokyo Togekiss, taking on the Season 6 champ, the Denver Ninetales, from our Global Pokémon Society Draft Leagues. Very excited with how the Invitational has been starting off. A lot of good battles. Make sure to keep an eye on the channel later tonight. We'll be going live for a watch together, watching some of the other battles hosted on the YouTube channels of our partner coaches. So that'll be really cool. Definitely stick along with that, and we'll watch them together. Still getting over a cold. Comes and goes. I got my tea over here, so that's definitely helping. We see here Denver with a nice snow team. Iron Bundle, Alolan Ninetales, Galarian Slowking, Clefable, Cetitan, and Hisuian Electrode. Tokyo with more of a interesting team. Urshifu-Rapid Strike, Toxapex, Mimikyu, Rotom-Mow, Grimmsnarl, and Articuno. Now, you may have seen Galarian Articuno there. Yes, they brought Galarian Articuno instead of regular Articuno. I noticed it when watching the replay. I let them know, and that'll be corrected later, but it didn't really have anything to do with the battle, so I'm not too worried. They probably would have been better off if they had brought Articuno with Snow Cloak, and maybe they could have gone a random dodge on something, but we'll see here. Ninetales setting up the snow. Wants to get out of Mimikyu's way. Going into Iron Bundle, who is nicknamed Lamertown because that is the Iron Bundle I had for the All-Star game. I might have to catch some more Iron Bundles so that it's not always nicknamed Lamertown. Trick Room gets set up. Very interesting. Iron Bundle already using the booster energy. So it could flip turn out of here. It could just try and do some, you know, get a couple attacks off maybe. Play Rough actually gonna miss, which is pretty big. Iron Bundle has decent defenses though, but we're gonna see the flip turn here. So that's going to allow one of the slower Pokemon like Slowking to come in. Or Clefable. It is going to be Clefable. Mimikyu going to swap out here. Into Toxapex. Gonna get knocked off. No item, though, from the looks of that. Right? I didn't see an item get knocked off. Did you? Toxapex with the Poison Sting. So, yeah, some teams not quite ready for week 1. Is what it is. I'm going to swap out again. So Tokyo not getting a lot of mileage out of this Trick Room, which is good for Denver. Into Rotom. The snow stops and the Trick Room ends here. I'm going to swap out Slowking now. Definitely could have just chillied there. I don't think Rotom could really do much to Slowking. Probably going to see a Volt Switch. Oh, Discharge, actually. Interesting. Does some decent damage. No paralysis, though. Could go for the Aurora. Ooh, gonna go right for the Freeze Dry. Let's see if Rotom could be Scarf. Not Scarf, though, and the Freeze Dry will knock out Rotom. So there's the first KO. Now I already talked about some teams not being quite prepared for week 1. I hope Tokyo's one that turns it around in the later weeks. Definitely since her championship season hasn't really been the force that you'd like to see, but you can never take that trophy away from her, and that's what matters. Urshifu coming in now. Is this the choice Scarf then? Seems like Denver's respecting it. Going to Clefable. Oh, it goes for the Dynamic Punch. That is something. I don't know what these move choices are. Okay, really taking time. I'm gonna swap out Urshifu. Go back into Mimikyu. Mimikyu not taking Munch. Pretty good special defense. I mean, Clefable could probably 1v1 here. I'm gonna go into Slowking, though. Maybe predicting the Trick Room to come back up again. Oh, actually goes to a Shout Claw. Gonna do some real big damage to Slowking with the crit. Looks like Denver gonna sacrifice Slowking. Definitely probably could have kept some Pokemon around. Hisuian Electrode's gonna come out, though. Thunderbolt, not enough to knock out Mimikyu, but another Play Rough miss. Thunderbolt will knock out Mimikyu. If the Urshifu is Choice Scarf, Dynamic Punch is going to be a little risky, to say the least. Close combat definitely would have been better to take down the Electrode here. Here comes Articuno. The wrong one, but it's okay. And knock out the Articuno with the Thunderbolt. And some technical difficulties. So what happened here is Toxapex got knocked out by the Thunderbolt. And Grimmsnarl took some damage. That was a computer error. Takes out Urshifu, so confirmed not Choice Scarf, or at least not max speed Choice Scarf. Then Electrode with a pretty clean sweep here at the end of game 1. We'll have to see how Tokyo can adjust in game 2. Don't seem like they have any speed control. Do they have screens perhaps with Grimmsnarl could be helpful? Could they keep Rotom alive a little bit longer to be a pivot into Electrode? All good questions. Looks like Denver liked what Electrode did in that last game, so gonna lead right off with it. Tokyo definitely can just try to predict and go into Rotom, but let's see, Tokyo leading off with Articuno. Articuno the false. Articuno should definitely switch out of here. The only Pokemon on Tokyo's team that is allowed to terrestrialize is Grimmsnarl. Technically would also be Articuno, but not this one. So, again, it didn't really come into effect, as you see there. Denver does have Cetitan or Electrode it can terrestrialize. Urshifu's gonna come out. Again, not quite sure about this. I mean, we We already kind of lived through this last game. Electrode going for the terrestrialization. Guess the Thunderbolt off will knock out Urshifu. Tokyo definitely with their back against the wall now. Losing their main attacker, really. Tokyo's team doesn't have a lot of power behind it. Like, Rotom's okay, but we know it's not the fastest here. Mimikyu could have a Drain Punch, which could definitely do some good damage to Electrode. Gonna set up the Trick Room. Denver has to respect the Shadow Claw this time. I don't think you have to give up Slowking. Like, Mimikyu's not that strong if it's not getting up Swords Dance, and we know it has Shadow Claw and Play Rough. I don't think we saw the last move, but I'd be very surprised if Swords Dance was the last move here. Mimikyu connects on Play Rough. Electro gets some nice damage off with the Thunderbolt. Gonna swap into Cetitan. Mimikyu actually reverses the Trick Room. Which would have somewhat worked out for it, but it misses the third Play Rough this match, and then is going to faint to the Earthquake. Like, the Play Rough wouldn't have KO'd, but it maybe could have gotten an attack drop. I don't know what the play behind reversing the Trick Room there was. Time with Earthquake again. Rotom could come in here and not take any damage. Hammer Arm. Slowking or Clefable, both really good switch-ins here. Grimmsnarl going to Terrastalize. Terra Dark. I'll allow it to survive the Sludge Bomb. Does get poisoned though. Grimmsnarl goes for the foul play. Does some decent damage. But Slowking should be able to get the knockout here. With the Sludge Bomb. Slowking looking pretty good against Rotom and Toxapex. Again, we know the Toxapex is not doing anything here. Rotom with the discharge, looking for the paralysis. Doesn't get it. Sludge Bomb. One hit knockout. That's going to leave only Toxapex here, so game 1, Electrode cleanup. Game 2, it's Galarian Slowking. The two different regional forms. Also, regional Alolan Ninetales on the team, of course, the mascot for Denver. Toxapex takes one Psychic. The second one should be enough for the KO. It is, and Denver with a sweep here in game 2, taking the match. Best of luck to Tokyo in the future weeks. Make sure you stick around the channel later tonight for the watch together, and as always, stay classy, society.